Hi, I'm Paul from Paul Does Art. In this video I'm going to give my first impressions of the Raffine coloured pencils by Marco. Hi guys. So I haven't used coloured pencils in about 20 years. The last ones I had were Prismacolors, which were made by Beryl, and they don't seem to make them anymore. The closest online seem to be Prismacolors, which seem really popular, but if you've looked for them online you'll know Prismacolors are really expensive. So I wanted to go for something a little bit different. The Prismacolors and Prismacolors before them are wax based. The Raffine pencils are oil based. So I thought this might be interesting because I've never used oil pencils before and I wasn't sure how they were going to mix. You can buy these pencils in different quantities. They do 24s, 48s, 72s. I got the 72 set, which came in a really nice metal tin, really good quality, but only afterwards I found out you can actually buy these in boxes, which knocks off about a third of the price. The pencils themselves aren't actually that bad. They give out a good pigment. Different types of paper, they work differently. In the video you can see this is my first attempt at trying them. I decided to do a rose because there was a rose in front of me at the time. I thought the red colour would be a nice one to test. You can see that I'm having to press down pretty hard on some of these to get the good coverage. Now they are supposed to be soft nibs and they are on different types of paper. On watercolour paper they come out really nice, but on printer paper they just seem to be really sketchy. You can see that the coverage of the paper isn't fantastic. It's not an absolute coverage like you get on the wax based pencils, which I personally quite like. It retains a sketchiness. But as you can see now, I'm trying to put a bit of shading on top of the colour to add some darker tones, and it just doesn't seem to mix. I'm pressing down really hard with these pencils at the moment. That's a dark brown that I'm using at the moment, which you can see it adding a little bit of shade, but it's not fantastic. This is a white pencil. You can see it does lighten it a little bit, but not great. And the black, you can barely even notice it actually going on. This is the black straight onto the paper, and you can tell that it is really dark. I actually really like this coloured pencil. The coverage from it is fantastic, but when it goes on top of other colours it just doesn't do anything. This is the finished doodle of the rose. It's not great contrast, it's not fantastic. You can barely actually see what it is meant to be. And this is a sphere I did just to test out the shading. You can see there is some shading, but it's not fantastic, and it does keep that pencil-y look. Okay, so as I said, I got the 72 colour set, which comes with these colours. It starts with white, and then you have the main spectrum, which is another 68 pencils. Following that you have 3 cool greys, 3 warm greys, really nice black, and a really cool gold and silver, which actually look really good down on paper. They do have a proper metallic effect, which is quite unusual for pencils. Now if you do get these pencils, one thing I would recommend doing is making your own colour swatch, because first off it's really useful, and secondly the ends of the pencils are pretty similar to the colours you get, but they're not exact, and some of them do appear a little bit darker, which can be really confusing when you're trying to draw something. Now these aren't the cheapest pencils in the world, but they're not the most expensive either. The prices that you can see are for the 72 pencil set. When I bought mine, I made the mistake of buying the tin because I didn't know there was a box, and immediately took the pencils out and put them in a pencil case, and I now have a very expensive tin. The prices that are up there at the moment are the average that I could find online for pounds, euros and dollars. There is a big difference, as you can see, between the box and the tin. The box ones, pretty good value. £15 to £22 for 72 pencils isn't bad. So ultimately, are these pencils worth it? Well, you get a nice selection of colours, and the nibs don't break very easily. You do get a good pigment depending on what type of paper you use it on. And if you get the boxes, the price is fantastic. On the other hand, they don't blend together that well, which means that it is hard to make darker colours than what you have in the set. And on certain types of paper you do have to press really hard. Overall, I'd give these about a 6 out of 10. They're pretty good value, and you do get some nice bright colours with them. They're pretty good for a starter or a beginner amateur, but I wouldn't say they're professional quality. So if you made it to the end of this video, I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I hope this helps some of you.